like I said, if you're one of those people who just blankly and confusedly staring at the beer section, not knowing what the to get, you just go with the coolest looking one, the coolest sounding one, and then it's a 50-50, right? You can either hate it or like it or love it. Welcome to the Buzzcast podcast. Now, let me ask you guys a question. Did you ever find yourself just staring at the beer section, just wondering what it is that you want to take home? And then when you finally decide what it is that you want, you kind of just pick and choose at random because, you know, it looks cool. It sounds cool. It sounds interesting. So you pick it out. You pay 15, 18 bucks for like a four pack. You go home, you try it out, and you're just like, ugh, what the hell did I just buy? If that sounds like you, well, then today's podcast is exactly what you need. It's exactly what you need to hear. So, with that, let's go right along with today's topic, shall we? Cheers. And for those of you who are watching the video podcast, you're probably wondering, "Ooh, what is it that you're drinking?" Well, I'm gonna keep that a secret because I'm a tease that way. But you will find out sometime soon. I will say that it will be in one of the many drinks that I will be mentioning in a future video. I will leave it at that, and so there's that. But anyways, guys, for those of you who are just listening in, it's a cocktail in a very fancy glass. The color's a little off, but it's fruity-ish, strong because that's how I like my stuff. But anyways, with today's topic, guys, this is going to be a topic about how to buy the good tasting beer, how to know how to do it right. It can go either or, really, but that's really what we're going to talk about: how to buy beer the not wrong way. But yeah, let's go on with that. And so let's start with the first thing here. The first thing that y'all need to learn and know is that when you are going to go buy a drink, please go to a reputable store or brewery. You want to do this because if you go to your, let's say, I don't know, some 7-Eleven or some shit, these guys, you know, they're only there, you know, it's a job. It's a paycheck, right? So they're just there. They're just there because they're, you know, they have to or want to be there, whatever the case is. And most of the time, they don't exactly have the knowledge to tell you. Especially this one goes towards more to like the beer connoisseurs and stuff. When you know what it is that you're looking for, you know what you like, you know what you're into. You can't go up to somebody that has no idea, you know, about any of this of beer or any of these alcoholic beverages, because they're not going to know what it is that you're talking about, right? And that's why one of the things that you need to know is go to a reputable store or brewery. You need to go to some place where the people love not just love their job, right? But they love the sauce, and not in a very you know, you need help kind of way, and in a very, you know, responsible, respectful kind of way. You know what I mean? These people will be much more informed. They will be the go-to people to help you choose, to help you narrow down exactly what it is that you're into. They'll just, you know, you can go up to them and be like, "Oh, I want something along the lines of an ale." Just, you know, top of my head, just to put it out there. And like they'll ask you questions like, "Oh, do you like yours hoppier, or do you like yours um crispy? Do you like it hazy, or whatever the case is, right? They will pinpoint exactly what it is that you will be more interested in, and they will point you in the direction of exactly what you're looking for, or something close to what it is you're looking for. So that's why when it comes to uh, knowing how to buy beer, this is the number one way to go. Because, like I said, you can go just anywhere. Because, like, for instance, the last thing I got, I think it was I'm gonna go ahead and say the I just did a video not too long ago. The Founders Brewery, the variety pack. I found that bastard at a Target, right? I can't go up to one of the employees there and be have like a start a conversation. I mean, and ask him like, oh, so we got some West Coast IPAs. We got some hazy IPAs. What is it? Do you think that will be the much uh, more of a difference between them? Will this one be much more fruitier, or would this one be more bitter, or stuff like that? They're gonna look at you and be like, "The fuck is he talking about?" Like, I'm just here to work, bro. I just stocked the damn thing. You know what I mean? Maybe you can probably ask the the people who actually drive the trucks that carry the alcoholic beverages. Maybe they will know, right? Because maybe they, some or most of the times they do come from a distributor or brewery. So you could probably ask those people as well. But as far as actually knowing who to go to, that those are the people you want to go to. And breweries, the breweries. Oh, I haven't been to a brewery in a while. The ones I have been to, shout out to Laredo Brewery. I haven't gone back, and I apologize for that. And I've been to the Freetail. Shout out to Freetail in San Antonio. I have not hit up. I think it was called. I think it was called Saludos, something like that. I apologize if I got that wrong. I'm gonna have a sip of my drink here, and I need to hit that place up. Anyways, breweries, bro. The breweries. That is where it's at. That is those are the pros. The yeah the Those are the ones that will pretty much tell you exactly, especially for the people who actually do the brewing part, who actually make the beer, who make the drink. They will be the ones to tell you exactly what it is that's in it, and if you're gonna like it or not. Breweries are also, like I said, they're just awesome. Not only are they a place where they make the drink, it's also the place to go drinking. Like I said, the last few ones that I've been to, super chill, super laid back, very welcoming people. This is why I like, I enjoy. These are my people, right? Because these are the people who are just they're just laid back, super chill, and will welcome anybody. And and I'm not even gonna, uh, you know, minus what's been going on with Bud Light, right? Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, those are my kind of people. Those people, very chill, very laid back, and they will sit down and they will have a beer with you, and you can talk, and you can talk to them about beers over and over again. And those are my people. I can do that. I enjoy that. And not just that, but they, not only can you just lay back and just have a drink, right, and not only talk about the different kinds of beers and what's in them and how it's brewed and whatever, but you can just talk about absolutely anything. That's why, like I'm saying, these are my kind of people. So that is the breweries. Not only that, but there's more to it. But we're gonna get into that in a moment. But yeah, a uh, a reliable, reputable store and a brewery. Those are the two ones that are the go-to places. I mean, to get the drinks that you want, where you will find the people that will point you in the right direction and show you the right path. I feel like that's like the wisest way to put it. They will show you the path to your favorite beverage or the right beverage. Kind of like that. And so yeah, those are your two right there. You write this down, guys, because um, like I said, if you're one of those people who, like I said in the beginning, who just blankly and confusedly staring at the beer section, not knowing what the fuck to get, you just go with the coolest looking one, the coolest sounding one, and then it's a 50-50, right? You can either hate it or like it or love it, depending, right? And so yeah, those are the two. Now let's go on to the next thing. So we talked about the go-to places and how these go-to places have the right people with the right information, with the right knowledge, to actually show you what it is that you're looking for. Now, let's go ahead and go into as far as the places that you go to and where exactly. So, where to go and exactly where to go is straight to the cooler. And I say that because uh, drinks, beers, more specifically beers, right? Beers that not in the cooler. This is the best way to explain this one is it's like when you buy. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use the salad as an example. You buy a salad, pre-made salad, right? You leave that salad out. What will happen to it? Just like any food, any food you leave out. I mean, it will eventually go bad. You put that salad in the fridge, it will stay fresher for a long period of time. Same thing works with the beer. So you can get the beers that are not in coolers. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to wait on that. This is another topic that we're going to talk about in a moment. But straight to the cooler, guys. Straight to the cooler, because again, the colder the beer is, the more it will you know that it's going to be good because it's been cold, it's been kept fresh. So you know it's going to be good. It's going to be fine. You know, I mean, worst case scenario, you do have a beer that's not been in the cooler, just put it in the fridge, right? But again, there's more to that, but we'll get into that in a moment. And so yeah, keeping the beer cold prolongs its freshness, like I mentioned. And it is recommended to stay cold because of the ingredients in it. It's made with agriculture products such as hops, malts, uh, fresh ingredients like that. Stuff that keeps it nice and fruity tasting, which is like the rest of the ingredients, which is way too many to name. Let me tell you what, there's way too many of them to name. But the number one ingredients in it is the hops and the malt. Those are like the top ones, And because they're made of these ingredients, again, it is very recommended to keep them cold. Like I mentioned, it will spoil. It will lose. it's it will lose its flavor, or no, the flavor will flatten. The flavor will flatten. The beer will flatten. Unless we're talking like sours and or those like milkshakey kind of beers, which is the typically is the sours or the they have a name, but I cannot for the life of me remember them right now. But those kind of ones, the smoothies. I think that's the word, right? The smoothie looking beers. Um, those don't go flat, but like I mentioned, they're made of fresh ingredients. If you've ever tried a smoothie beer, it literally tastes like a smoothie. Literally tastes like a smoothie. It tastes like it's made with fresh whatever it is that the flavor of the beer is. So again, go straight to the cooler and buy it, take it home. Do not leave it out. Put it in the cooler uh, to stay nice and fresh, because you want that drink to stay fresh, or else, you know, you're just. I mean, again, you can leave it out, but I mean, all that this is going to happen is just going to get room temperature. But uh, it also has to do with how you like to have your drink. Because there are some beers here and there that actually go better at room temperature. There's some beers that go better when they're cold. There's some beers that go good when they're like at a much more freezing temperature. I'm not saying like to turn your damn beers into a slushy, but a little bit below that, right? But it's all what is the word? Personal preference. Personal preference. I literally blanked out for a while. But yeah, all it has to do with personal preference, how you actually enjoy your beer. Room temperature, cold, freezing temperature, either way. Um, yeah, always go straight for the cooler. But again, if you are gonna go and get something that's not from the cooler, then just put it in the fridge, right? Just put it in the fridge. Um, me personally, not big of a fan of room temperature beers. Um, I don't know. I just think all beers taste better cold. But that's just me. Again, it's all personal preference, and I think that's one. Well, I'm sorry, that's another. Let's go ahead and go back just a little bit. And first, we talked about uh, the places to go to, which is the reputable stores, breweries, just liquor stores, stuff like that. Just places that you know for a fact that you're gonna have the help that you want, have the right person for when you have questions. So that's the first one. This and now straight to the cooler. Let's go straight to the cooler, because again, beers just have to be kept fresh for the fact that they're made of fresh ingredients and so on and so forth. And now let's go ahead and move on to the next thing, guys. And that is checking dates and codes immediately. And by that, I mean, I'm going to go back to um, the whole salad. Again, if you buy a salad, it's much better to keep it in the fridge, to keep it fresher for a long period of time. Like I said, if you leave it out for too long, the damn thing is going to spoil, obviously. And on this salad that you purchased, it also comes with a date, when it's gonna, how long it lasts you, right? Same thing goes for the beers, guys. Check the codes. How I was saying about the cooler thing. Uh, if you are gonna buy a beer that's not been in the cooler, check the codes. I myself am guilty of this most of the times. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I don't exactly check the dates all the time because, like I mentioned in the beginning, it's not that I don't know what to get because I'm very familiar with the beers, uh, Booze and Chill, right? And so it's not that I don't know what I'm looking for. I'm just a very undecisive person. That is the problem. And if that is your issue, let me know in the comments. Are you a very undecisive person, or you just like have zero clue of what it is that you're trying to purchase? Leave it in the comments. And for the listeners on Spotify, answer the question in in this episode. Please uh, let me know what you guys think, or let me know how you guys are. And so, yeah, I'm pretty guilty of that myself. I'm gonna have a sip of my drink here. You're all not alone on that. Even the Booze and Chill dude uh, messes up every now and again. And so, yeah, check the codes or the dates. Uh, Most of the time, they do come in the bottom of the can, and sometimes the date and or code is on the label. Now, if you're purchasing bottles, most of the time it's on the label. I have not, I mean, seen a bottle with an actual date or code. So I'm gonna go with that. Leave it in the comments if you have seen a uh, a glass bottle beer beverage with the actual date or code on the actual bottle. Leave it in the comments. And but yeah, always check that. Again, I'm pretty guilty of that too. I ain't perfect, so check that if you are going to be purchasing it, the beer. I mean, from uh, not the cooler, right? But also, you also want to just double or possibly triple check the cooler beers too, because uh, like going back to not being perfect, uh, employees are not perfect as well, because sometimes they yes they stock up, but sometimes people forget, people are busy, and I understand that. And you want to check that. Whoa, my chair freaking moved on me there. I'm just gonna leave it at that. And yeah, you just want to double triple check the beers in the cooler, because again, sometimes we're all too busy, or we forget, and we forget to uh restock, or whatever the word is. I've obviously never worked in that kind of job. Retail, is it? Anyways, yeah, double check that, guys, because sometimes you will get a bad apple here and there, which is, it happens, right? Not a big deal. It actually happened to me a couple months ago, and it was actually also Founders. Weird. It was actually also Founders. It was not the variety pack. It was a 15 pack of the all day IPA. Um, Bought it off the also Target. Would you look at that? Keep coming back to Target. I go to Target a lot, guys, thanks to my wife and my kids and my nieces. But anyways, so yeah, that's happened to me before, and not a big deal. They will gladly switch it out or give your money back. So you know, no big deal. So you can always want to double or triple check on that on the cooler beers, but mostly do check them on the beers that are not in the cooler, for the fact that they're not being kept fresh, and you kind of want your drinks to be fresh. Because like I mentioned, when I got the variety pack, the Founders variety pack, the all day IPA, because I'm familiar with how it tastes. That's another one. I'll get into that right now. Because I'm familiar how it tastes, I right away picked it up. Uh, I'm not even halfway through the first can, and I look at my wife, and I'm like, This is not. This isn't. This isn't the founders. This is not the IPA that I know. Sure enough, I take the entire pack back, and the people were cool with it, and they just they gave me the money back. I ended up getting something else. I don't remember which ones it was. Also IPA, but yeah, no harm, no done. Um, but yeah, another one. It's just also helps you knowing or are familiar with the drink that you are having. Uh, because if I wouldn't have known what this Founders Aldi IPA would taste like, I would just like have had this like idea or first impression of it, and just saying like, oh no, this beer just sucks, right? And which is why I mentioned in the one of the first things that I talked about was knowing where to go, because if I would have gone up to somebody there, because I already know how it tastes like, I already knew like I'm just gonna get my money back, right? But if I did not have the knowledge about that particular IPA, I would have gone up to somebody and asked them questions like, oh, like what does this taste like that? Are all IPAs like this? Do they all taste like shit? Right? And of course they're gonna look at me and be like, dude, just shut the fuck up. I don't know. Just switch it. You know what I mean? That is why the best places to go are, like I said, the breweries and the reputable stores, the liquor stores, or if you just so happen to know, uh, if you go to some, like, again, I'm gonna use the 7-Eleven or any gas station, and you know the person there personally, and you know that the person maybe just so happens to be, I don't know, a guy that runs a beer reviewing channel. And so, that situation, if you know what's up, then no, you're good. You're in good hands, right? Um, but yeah, check the codes, check the dates, and because you don't want a first impression of a beer that you've never tried before to be a very shitty one, a very shitty experience. Because that's not fair to the beer. That's not fair to the brewery. It's not fair to the hard work that was put into making this drink. And it's just it's just not it's just not fair. It's just not fair, guys. So check the dates if it's in the cooler or if it's not. You'll be doing yourself a favor. You'll be I mean, not saving money, because like I said, you can just go back and have switch it out and get your money back. But you'll be saving yourself time. You'll be saving yourself some time. And there's that, and there's one more thing that I want to mention. So we went over the right places to go to, the right people to go to, uh, where exactly to go to, which is, that's right, folks, the coolers, straight for the coolers. And if you are still watching and if you are still listening, there is one more thing. And this one is like for a much more experienced person who drinks, someone who knows their stuff or knows a thing or two, because some beers, just like wine, they do age properly. And this is why the first things that I did bring up was the right places and the right people, because, and this also goes back to the dates and the coolers and whatnot. Everything just kind of all adds up to pretty much this. because again, some beers can age well. Not all of them, though. Some beer styles can withstand months, and some beer styles can withstand years of aging. Uh, some uh, some can taste a little bit more bitter. Some can taste a little bit more sweeter. For example, one of the ones, or one of the few that for a fact that will not age well at all are the IPAs and American lagers. Um, you cannot age those whatsoever. Um, just an FYI, this is like a bonus with a bonus. So the thing that you want to know is that when the beer leaves the brewery, it is ready to go. It is ready to get drinking. The sooner you have it, the better. Here's another good tip. The the type of styles of beer that you can age are like stouts and barley wines. Those are just examples of what you can age and that are fine to leave in the fridge. Of course, you gotta leave in the fridge, or else they will age, but maybe not properly. So those are just examples of beers that can age. And when those things age, they they either get much more sweeter, much more smoother, slightly bitter. And again, it all really depends on the style and also on the breweries, which this goes back to the going to the places, the right places, and the right people. Uh, because they will be the ones to tell you, this is the type of beer that you can have aged, and this is the type of beer that you shouldn't age. So even if you're like, I'm gonna use another example. And I've talked about this in several videos and quite possibly several podcasts. I don't remember exactly, but uh, because I do beer reviews, and because I wait on I have certain record days, and I hold back on drinking them um to well, just to hold back, right? Because drinking too much is bad, right? Or so they say. No, I'm kidding. So yeah, I hold back to my recording days, and because I hold back, sometimes the fridge gets it gets full. Not too long ago, uh, my like bottom half of my fridge was completely full of all kinds of styles of beer. And some of these beers, you know, I checked the expiration dates, and some of them were in there for, I mean, they weren't there for too long, but when they left the brewery, you know, they were expected to be drinking at a certain time, and it surpassed it in my fridge. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the expiration date had already passed, and then they stayed in my fridge for, I don't remember how long it was, but on the top of my head, I'm gonna say maybe like month or two, maybe, possibly. So it had already expired, and then it kind of, you know, it was like that. And so that's why, again, you want to go to the right places and the right people, and these people will be the ones to tell you to look into that, grab it from here, and make sure you keep it in the right temperature. Not so much the right temperature, but just keep it cool and nice and dark dim. cold place, aka your damn fridge, right? And that pretty much settles this podcast. We talked about the right places, the right people, the right section. That's probably the word I should use since the very beginning. But hey, that's how these things go. That's how these podcasts go. Anything can happen. You can say absolutely anything, and as long as it's entertaining, of course, or educational. In this case, this has been a very educational one. I believe it has. Teaching you guys the right way to purchase beer. Uh, for those of you who just so happen to, wonder, or like I mentioned in the beginning, where if you're one of those people who just blankly stare into this beer section, not knowing what to do with your life. But that's pretty much this podcast, guys. Leave it in the comments. Was this helpful to you? Did this video bring any sort of value at all to you at all? And if it did, please be kind enough to hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you're into uh, beer reviews of all kinds of styles, uh, cocktails, ring a ding ding, liqueurs, hence the cocktails, uh, movie reviews sometimes, and food reviews sometimes as well. So if you're into all that, guys, go ahead and hit the like button right down below. Please and thanks you. And of course, guys, if you are watching in the video podcast, thank you so much for tuning in. And for those of you who are listening, thank you as well. You can keep supporting by keeping on listening. I think I said that right. And on Booze and Chill Buzzcast podcast on Spotify app. Keep up with the support, guys. Thank you so much for listening in. If you are listening in, and if you want to keep supporting, you can go ahead onto buymeacoffee.com and become a member and get behind the scenes photos and stuff that you just won't see. Or on Buy Me a Coffee, you can just make a one-time contribution and buy your boy a cold one. And when I say cold one, I don't actually mean a beer. It's just a contribution, and you will help support the channel by doing so. And you can also just go ahead and follow all Booze and Chill socials, being YouTube, of course, uh, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, and of course, Spotify. And you can also keep on supporting by becoming a Patreon member, which I do recommend so, because unlike Buy Me Coffee, Buy Me a Coffee is a little bit more limited. On Patreon, though, you will get to see videos. There's several different tiers, and higher the tier, the more juicier the stuff is, and along stuff like that, and behind the scenes stuff, videos, um, all the good stuff, all the nice juicy stuff. And by supporting the channel, guys, you do help with the cost of um, memberships. Is that the word? For the stuff that I use, for programs that I use and stuff like that. And yeah, that's it for that, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in on Spotify if you are listening in, or on the YouTube channel if you are watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. I already said that. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one, in the next podcast. I like saying it like that. And as my little thing goes, if you keep watching, I'm gonna keep drinking, guys. Cheers to you guys, YouTube, Spotify, all that. Cheers, guys.